Hi guys, this is Amit from Kamcrest. This is the second update. This will be a quick one, but basically we just wanted to discuss primarily the shades, and also I just wanted to quickly just verbally point out the guest bedroom, the one that borders the living room, on the adjacent wall to the study where we mounted the TV. We lowered it to floor height, which is this standard height. So all the TV and electrical has basically been moved down, so that issue has been resolved. Pretty much from a wiring standpoint, that was the only change we had. Now, going back to the windows, I just kind of want to give you guys a visual of this so you understand the situation here. So typically when we have a roller will be between 4 to 6 inches in dimension. Depending on the width of the window, the length of the window, that will give me my final roller dimension. In this type of scenario, I'm assuming we'll be in anywhere between the 4 to 6.5 range. Again, once we finalize fabric and all that, we can kind of tweak that and come to a real number on that. But basically, all of these windows are designed for a single shade scenario, not a double shade scenario. So if you look here, I did some preliminary measurements, and basically, and this is not sheetrock yet, but right now if I put my tape here all the way to the top, that top layer is in sheetrock. So if I just go a little bit down to account for the sheetrock, I should have about 5 inches in height or depth going into the ceiling. And then if I look at my width, which is basically this portion, and again, accounting for the sheetrock, I'm gonna have about 5 inches of width. So we can get away with maybe 5.5 inches if we, they're using 5/8 sheetrock, the thicker sheetrock. If we tell them do the pockets with 1/4 inch sheetrock, we can kind of get away with it. But in the end, you're playing with between 5 and 5.5 inches at best. So even for a single roller this size window in length, it's going to be tight, and a double roller scenario is definitely out of the question. Reason being is that in a double roller scenario, you put one shade up here, it rolls this way towards the window, and then you would literally mount the next roller right underneath it, and it would roll the forward direction on the front of the window. So this way you can have transparent shade come forward and the privacy shade come back. You have dual shade capability. In this situation, the only way we can get that is, again, if you take two rollers, 5-6 inches diameter, you're looking at 10 to 12 inch pocket space of depth you need. So the problem is, and we can just back out a little bit. So if you look here, again, the sprinkler pipe is dead on top of this pocket. So the only way to get a double roller scenario is to move these sprinklers more towards the inside. If you guys are dropping your ceiling and manipulating the ceiling, this can be shifted over, and that will give you some pocket space to the top. So I don't know how you want to kind of play that. This design is pretty much the whole apartment. So any windows really that we're doing a single transparent shade, we should be able to get away with it. But windows that we're doing double shades where we have transparent and privacy, that's a problem. Primarily, basically the bedrooms. So I would just reach out to the contractor and kind of discuss what options they want. Again, if the client wants to do, just privacy instead of both, then we could possibly get away with it without, manipulating these pockets. But, I just want to kind of, give you guys a visual and kind of talk through it. But really, we're about, a good 5 to 6 inches short, and I would say about 1 inch, just to give it more space, depending on what fabric selections we have. I did not measure any of the windows yet. Again, they didn't sheetrock it here. They have to sheetrock and frame the windows out, so I know exact shade width and height. So once they get to that point, I'll come back and start measuring these windows a little bit more accurately. But before we get to that, we just, I think, need to figure out where we want to have that dual scenario, and then speak to the contractor on how you want to manipulate this situation. But again, this is following the same logic for the entire apartment. So it's not like some windows have bigger pockets. It's pretty much the same measurement all the way around, because the sprinklers are basically set up that way throughout the place. All right, so this is just a quick demo on the shades. Let me know what you want to do with the contractor for next steps. Also, I'm gonna send you a write-up on the soundproofing. Again, soundproofing is a art. Don't hold me to it, but I will kind of break down how I do soundproofing for home theater rooms. So for the study, you know, Jason wants to play his guitar and all that. Again, I don't know what type of guitar equipment he has. It could be, you know, if he has this crazy ass guitar with crazy amps, then soundproofing needs to adapt to that. But if it's like a standard guitar, nothing too crazy, I think just standard home theater, you know, sound deadening should do the trick. So I'll kind of send you, there's a bunch of YouTube videos that explain this process, and I'll kind of send you the materials. But pretty much, you know, if you were to break it down, you're double sheetrocking, you're putting special adhesive on every single corner, you know, so you're cutting the air gaps. Remember, the more the room bleeds air, the more the room bleeds sound. So the idea is to double sheetrock, insulate either foam or old style insulation, and then basically there's a special soundproof caulk that they basically caulk every single edge, and then when they put the double piece of sheetrocks together, they also put that caulk in the middle, and they have a special acoustic layer that goes between the sheetrock to give that, you know, soundproofing situation. So again, this is basic soundproofing, what I do for, you know, typical, you know, home theaters. I think this should do the trick for you, so I'll kind of write this up and send it your way, and that should address most of the questions here. All right, thank you. Let me know if you need anything else.